Okay, in this video, what I want to do is I want to explain an exercise that I want you to do, and I will work with you to build a circuit to do that exercise, and then I'll leave you to write the program in the Arduino, which should be able to do the function that I'm describing. And then in the next video, I'll write a code myself and we'll go through that code together. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to take an LED and I'm going to put it here uh, and connect it, let's say, to pin 12. Let's say, okay. So I'm going to connect a, a resistance to pin 12, connect it to the LED, and connect this to ground. Okay, so that's the LED done. What I want to do then is that I want to take a potentiometer. A potentiometer is basically a variable resistance. It's got two resistors between these two pins and another resistor between these two pins. The total resistance would be equal to 250 kilo ohms as it's shown here. And as we vary this knob, the voltages would change. Okay, so I'm going to take this potentiometer, just rotate it around, and I'm going to take this and put it on this breadboard. Okay, and what I want to do is one side of the potentiometer I want to connect it to 5 volts, another side of the potentiometer I want to connect it to ground. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one side of the potentiometer and connect it to ground, another side of the potentiometer and connect it to 5 volts. And just so that I'm consistent with my colors, I'll make this 5 volts red. Red is for danger, high voltage, green is for ground. And the middle pin, the signal from the middle pin, I'm going to take and I'm going to connect it to the analog input A0. Okay, and let me just connect a multimeter to show you what happens when I turn this potentiometer. So here's a multimeter. I'm going to connect the negative pin to ground and I'm going to connect the positive pin to this place. And just so that again I keep consistency with my colors, I'm going to change this into blue. Usually I like to put my signal in blue color. Okay, always when you build circuits, it's always a good idea to color code your circuit to have a color convention that you use so that you know what you are doing. And so let's all, in that sense, let's also change this color, so that's red, and let's make that into some color, let's say blue. Okay, so let me run the simulation and you would see what I mean by the potential, what the potentiometer does. So right now I have 0 volts at the output here. Okay, and as I change this, can you see the voltage is increasing? It's become 1.70. I increase it a little more, it's become 2.5. Increase it a little more, it's 3.4. Go there, 4.7, and if I go all the way, it's going to go to 5. So at one side, so I have basically a varying analog voltage, and depending on where I put my potentiometer, I'll get different voltages, right, between 0 and 5 volts. And what I've done is I've given this to my analog input pin. So here's what I want the program to do inside the microcontroller. The program is going to take a signal from the ADC, and then once the ADC value, the analog value is converted into digital, it is going to compare it. And if the voltage is above 2.5 volts, I want this LED to be on. If it is below 2.5 volts, I want this LED to be off. That's what I want to do with this program. Okay, so I'll let you write this program, and once you have written this program, once you've done this, you can come back and look at my solution. Okay, just before you go, one more caveat. You should be able to do this program without an interrupt, and feel free to do that. But I want you to also do this a program using interrupts. Okay?